I have to answer what the hell I'm doing on the stream. So it looks a bit weird, I know. I said on Twitter and everywhere, I was like, get about all those streams, those top one streams, let's go to GM or PPC player or whatever. Like, yeah, that's cool or whatever, but Mitch, be quiet. Optimizing for loss, changing the game. The first question I know people would ask is, what the hell is this? The idea comes from, so everybody wants to win, like I said. They're doing the whole top one GM. Everything's about winning, pretty much, right? Nobody likes to lose. I know it sounds funny and it's pretty obvious, but we don't think about it. What I've done is I flipped this whole thing on its head. Instead of thinking about winning so much, I'm now optimizing for loss. Losing is going to be the main thing about this stream. We're going to embrace losing. Someone might ask now, are you going to be losing on purpose? No, I'm not going to be losing on purpose. I'm not going to be throwing. If we can learn to lose and still enjoy it, we get things done and we tend to stick to it. Say for example, you're thinking about a big project, sales for an example. Imagine you need to call a bunch of people, right? And be like, yo, do you want to buy my product? And they go, no, 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 no. If you get told no 50 times on the phone, you're going to be demoralized, right? Because you're like, yo, everybody's telling me no. But what if you change it and flip it on its head? Imagine you going out to those same sales calls, right? I'm going to call people and expect to be told no. And I'm going to keep going till I get a certain amount of no's. And we said we'll use 50. So the idea is, I'm doing this to be told no 50 times. All of a sudden, you call people and you're expecting no. When you get yes, you're like, oh my god, he said yes. And then you go and you keep going, right? So it makes everything so much easier. I'll give you a bit of history. I used to stream just like everybody else on the internet, and I wasn't very consistent. Why? I mean, I'd say I didn't really know what kind of purpose I was streaming for, what my purpose personally was. So I just kind of did it, and then as I found something else more interesting, I go and do it. Everybody's stream is the same, and I felt like I was being the same as well. It even went to the point where I changed what I'm doing on YouTube. You see my face now on YouTube. I talk about things rather than just showing my flashy gameplay and clips. It's all nice and fun, but at the end of the day, it's a persona you have to keep up. If people, or you believe, people watch you because you're really good at the game, you end up having to keep going and doing stuff for it. So I was streaming, thinking people were watching for me because I'm good, so I had to keep training my aim. Of course, I got the PPC title, so people were watching because of that, I thought anyway. I was like, well, this is a bit draining. Anytime I'm losing, or anytime I feel bad and I'm not playing very well, it ends up very difficult to play. And when I don't win, it feels like I'm letting myself down and letting the whole stream down. So it gets demoralizing. And of course, it will play into me not streaming again probably the next time, which is why I've been so inconsistent. This is why this idea is so good. If you optimize for loss and you expect that, okay, I might lose a bunch, and it makes a lot of sense for paladins, right? There's a bunch of cheaters, as I've been told about 20 minutes ago. There's a bunch of cheaters in EU. If you play alone, you're pretty much likely to lose. Bit of a side point as well. I did a bit of statistics, and I found anyway, I might be wrong, but Preface, thanks for following. If you are a duo, you have around a 39% higher chance of winning a game than a solo, which is a lot if you think about it. When you're not thinking about these things, when you're playing and not feeling as if I need to win, and you're like, okay, I can just play, I can be myself, I can do whatever, because winning doesn't matter anymore. It's not like, I'm not going to mention names of course, because that's not what I do here. It's not going to be like everybody else's streams where it's like top 1 GM and you're expecting them to win, 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 win. It doesn't work, for me anyway. So now I can be at ease. I can play alone, I can do what I want, and it makes it easier for me to be consistent now, which I am going to be consistent now. I have a schedule. That should answer the history of it. So I'm trying not to be the same. I'm trying to do it in a way that is different and refreshing, that nobody else has done. I've looked everywhere for it. Nobody cares about, or nobody seems to think about losing and optimizing for it. So if we do that, this should be fun, and I believe it should be fun. I've made a whole series and we're going to do this. Now, let's get into the meat and bones of this, right? So what is this stream all about? And the rules and constraint. I'm going to play ranked, of course. I used to always play casuals because I believe you don't have to play ranked in order to be a good player. Of course, there's no scrims anymore, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to be playing exclusively ranked pretty much. I will be climbing, of course. I mean, if you win games more than you lose games, you are going to climb, of course. You could ask at this point, am I doing this to pretend or to hide the fact that I'm bad? I say absolutely yes, I am bad. I don't play enough anymore. I have a lot of things I'm doing. Gaming is very much low on the list now. It used to be the thing I did all the time. I am bad and I'll embrace it, because nobody on the internet seems to embrace that, the fact that they might not be good. That makes it easier. You guys will now watch, or I will now be able to accept that you guys watch because of me rather than my gameplay. On top of all of that, I'm going to go from A to Z of all the champions. I believe the first champion is Androxus, which is great because I played the most hours on Androxus. And that's why I made a massive mistake. I'm gonna show you the graphic for that right now. I'm gonna play each champion until I get a win. The aim is, at the end of 50 losses, we'll do something. What are you gonna do? We're gonna review like what kind of happened, all the good stuff, all everything that went on. I might do a little montage of like fun stuff, funny things. It'd be pretty cool to watch. Yeah, we'll do a review, see what was nice. And on top of that, I've got a survey. It's a challenge for everybody watching. No, it's not the Iron Man challenge. I wish I was Iron Man. I try my best in the gym. Sweat man. Nice. It's a survey that you'll only get one chance to answer. I believe I'm going to be doing it for about 2 weeks. So you should take your time to answer this. It's up to you to decide or try and predict where I'm going to be after 50 losses. The first question on it should be, what rank will I be after 50 losses? That's a pretty easy question. There's probably 3 ranks, either Diamond, Master, or Grandmaster. That's up to you to choose. Say the next question is, what TP will I have after 50 losses? So Master, well, not Master. Let's say Diamond, it's obviously 0 to 100. You should use your brain and think about that. I won't go through all the questions because you can just check the survey. Everything will be in there. When you make your guesses and you submit, the person that has the best guesses of where I'll end up, I will do a forfeit for that person. I'll probably throw in a prize at the end of it. I don't know what yet. I'm not going to tell you because I don't know. You do that. It's a challenge. So pretty much throughout the whole series, you watch and see how close I get to your prediction. It's a little bit of a research task if you want. So, for example, let's say in one of the questions there is, what's the highest damage number I'll get within 50 losses? You'll need to kind of look at like what champions I might go through within that time. So you'll know, okay, if there's a really good damage at this point where I feel like it's gonna end, then you'll know that, okay, I've got to guess a number between here and here. You could say, if you want to look at my rank after 50 losses, you could check my player win rate, for instance. Say if you look to last season of my last ranked history, you can see that, okay, my win rate was about here. You look to the season before that, it was about here or here or here. You gather a good guess, you pick a number. And of course, you've got 2 weeks to answer it. So you have time to go and look at it before you do it. For things like, okay, what else? So this is where the streamer rewards come in. So you know how on Twitch, there's points that everybody has. You can spend some of them to do stuff. For example, to duo. If you know, say for example, you thought I was going to get 30 recommendations and I haven't got like, say I've got like 27 at the time, and you know that, okay, if I duo or I use my points to get a duo in that last game, I can give 3 recommendations for that game, and then it gets your guess to 30, right? And it gets me to 30. That makes you right. So you have a bit of power here to tweak where your guests were going to be depending on what the rewards are. Again, you can see what some of the rewards are. They're already on Twitch, but if you want to have them written up, you can see the specific ones for this. Type exclamation mark lost rewards and it should tell you. Can we duo? In the past I did. For this, the answer is no. I'm going to be playing alone. Again, it doesn't matter that I'm not playing with a duo because I'm not trying to win. I'm not trying to win, but winning doesn't matter. On top of that, it makes you making a guess of what you think my win rate will be a bit more fair. If you do want to duo, you're going to have to spend points to do that. Yeah, it just makes it a bit more predictable for me to do. For example, if I duo with different people, like most different times, say I duo with someone really good one day, someone really bad, then it would just fluctuate my win rate and it would just be really weird. So I made that bit easier for you guys, but you're going to have to use points to duo, unfortunately. I think that's most things covered. Yeah. I'm doing this because most streams are the same. I want something different for everyone to enjoy. There's a little bit of a journey that we can go through, and hopefully you guys stick with me with it. I've got a schedule, like I said. It's every other day. I wanted today to be a bit of an intro. We will play some games. Tomorrow we are playing a game, and then from there it's every other day. Today, tomorrow, then Wednesday, then Friday. I think it's Sunday again. Yep. And then Tuesday, and then Thursday, and then Saturday. It alternates. So within 14 days, you get every day covered. And it gives me a break each day. So yeah, that's how it should go. I'll let you know if I make any changes, but that should be okay. I was thinking every day, that's probably too much. I was thinking about 100 losses too. That's also probably too much. So I've taken a lot of time to think about this. I didn't just think of this overnight. I got it maybe a month and a half back. I've been building up to this point ever since. Overnight success looks like overnight success, like it happened last night, but it takes a long time to get there for you to look like you had an idea just yesterday. So yeah, other side notes, I said I was doing a 200 follower celebration stream soon. The answer to that is yes. So how I want it to be is I'm gonna host it with Norik and Norik Pugs. Most of you guys will know about it. Yeah, this is it. This is customs. Yeah, we'll talk about this. So Already there's a place for this for customs to go on, which is Noric Pugs. I want to go old school and remove most of the new champions that I'm not very familiar with and I don't like, because I feel like after a certain point, champions started becoming weird and it didn't feel like paladins anymore. I got rid of everything past Vora. I left Vora in because they've nerfed her and she's not very good. But other than that, it's old school champions. And it'll be like a proper event in Noric Pugs. So everybody's free to join. I'll be in Noric Pugs. There'll be pugs going on as normal that day. It won't be a forced thing. It'll be like an event lobby, so you guys can join in if you want. There'll be normal pugs going on. I'll play some games and I'll get to watch you guys as well. So it should be fun. We get to appreciate the champions that made us love this game in the first place. For me, it was Androxus. I used to love Prince Danny TV. I used to love Stolzy. I used to watch these guys play all the time. I was like, wow. So yeah, why don't we appreciate them? We have all this new crap that doesn't make any sense. We've got Nyx, who looks the same as an Overwatch character. Go do your research. They literally have abilities that look the exact same. I'll have some more events going on for sure. Not just that. I'll try and do customs on the weekends. I've already set a bonus period. Saturdays and Sundays, pugs already gone, so I might finish my stream and then launch another stream like an hour later to do pugs or events and stuff like that. Without further ado, I'm ready to play some games. So, this transition should be